Okay, class. We will get started in 1 minute. Okay, in 1 minute.
Maybe you scan it. Or do you have my picture? This is for you. It could be a gesture if you wrote like
Okay. Okay, we just made it. Okay, girls and guys, attention please. Now let's move on to the second period of today's workshop. Writing. Okay, many high school teachers dread teaching writing because it means a lot of work. You know, to grade the papers, you know, grade the compositions. It takes a lot of time, it takes a lot of energy. So I have to show you some techniques, okay, some tips. Here's the key, planning. Okay, planning is the key. I will give you the details. So in the context of high school, it is very important, it is necessary, it is essential to set different goals for the freshmen, for the second year students, and also for the third year students. So different goals, different writing goals for different students. Okay, let's talk about the details. So for the freshmen, you know, according to my experience, many freshman students can talk, they can listen, you know, their listening comprehension is very good. But if you ask them to write sentences, they are going to make lots of, you know, grammatical problems, grammatical errors. So it's very important to teach your students, your freshman students, some basic ideas about sentence structure. And by sentence structure, I mean, take a look, this one. Like you have to know the subject, you know, the subject within the sentence, the verb, the object, yes. So they have to know their proper positions within a sentence and also their proper functions within a sentence. So it's very basic, but you'll be surprised. Many freshman students don't have this kind of, you know, common sense or basic, you know, knowledge. And the second one, conjunction. Okay, you have to teach them how to use the conjunction to connect one clause to the other one. And also they have to know the meaning of the, you know, the conjunction so that they will know when or how or where to use the conjunction. Okay, so one more. Now this one is about relative clause. This sentence structure is very useful in writing. It's kind of special. Okay, and it's also very useful. So we have to teach them how to construct a relative clause properly, yes, and also correctly. Okay, so, and one more example. We also have to show them or teach them some special sentence structures like this one. With. So here, with is a preposition. It's not a conjunction. So that's why you cannot, or they cannot use increases here, because that's a verb. In this case, they have to use a present participle, yes, something like that. So you don't have to find, those special sentence structures to teach your students. No, that's not necessary. You just use the sentence patterns that come with every lesson. So you just make sure your students have learned all those sentence patterns. That will be enough for freshman students. So that's for the freshmen. And you don't have to jump right into writing. No, it's going to be a lot of work. So I don't suggest that kind of practice. Now, for the second year, now we have to move on to the paragraph structure. And you have 2 semesters to accomplish this goal. Okay? And by paragraph structure, I mean students have to learn how to begin their paragraph with a proper introduction. There are so many different ways to do it. Okay, but make sure they know how to begin a paragraph. Okay, with a some kind of introduction. Next, topic sentence. Okay, yeah, it's a good idea to have a topic sentence or something that shows the topic of this paragraph or something that shows the main idea of this paragraph. Yeah, so that there will be a well-constructed structure here in this paragraph. Next, so after the topic sentence, they have to learn how to provide supporting details to back up, to enrich the topic, to enrich the main idea. And those supporting details can come either as personal experience, yeah, they can, they can use some personal experience, or they can use some personal examples, etc. Okay, to make the content more interesting to read, okay, more colorful. And the last one is the ending. Yes, we need an ending. Okay, they have to learn to conclude this paragraph with a proper ending. So that's the basic structure of a paragraph. But of course, to make the content readable, to make the content interesting to read, they also need some vocabulary, some good sentence patterns, and also phrases, etc., some good expressions. But they can learn those things along the way. Yeah, they just keep on reading. They just keep on learning. They just keep on taking notes. Yes, I'm sure they can do a good job in the 3rd year. So that's for the 2nd year. Okay, the mission to be accomplished in the 2nd year. Next is the 3rd year. Take myself for example. I will teach some basic writing, writing the paragraph, or maybe a very short composition near the end of the 2nd semester of the 2nd year. So it's about this time. Yeah, because right now, we are approaching the end of the 2nd semester. So it's a good time to teach your student to do some writing, to write a composition, or maybe 2 paragraphs for the composition. Okay, this is the right time. And then I will also ask my students to do the writing during the summer program. In Taiwan, we usually have 5 weeks. Okay, it's 5 weeks. For the summer program, it's 5 weeks for the 3-year students. And then it's the 1st semester for the 3rd-year students. And then is the big exam, GSAT, right? So yeah, it's a good idea to start near the end of the 2nd semester of the 2nd year. Okay, now let's talk about the 3rd year. And I will give more details. So for my writing class, I will pick one GSAT writing topic. And my students have to work on the same topic for 3 weeks. So 3 weeks will count as units. Oh, this is very important. This saves a lot of time. Okay, next one. So now let's talk about week 1. Okay, it's week 1. Week 1. I will start my writing class with a brainstorming session. Okay, brainstorming. My students, it's group work, so they have to do some brainstorming about what? First, ideas. So during this period, they will talk about the ideas that they are going to write for this topic, particularly the first paragraph. Because for the first week, we will just write the first paragraph. Okay, so for this period, they can talk about the ideas, some thoughts. Okay, share some thoughts. Also, they can talk about some useful words, some useful phrases, or sentence structures, or sentence patterns, or expressions that are useful for this topic, for writing this topic, or for this paragraph. Okay, yeah, so this is very important. Because sometimes students complain that they don't know what to write. Okay, yes. So, this period, okay, this brainstorming session is going to be very helpful for those students. And one more. Students, group members can also share their experience, personal experience or examples that are related to this topic. So that's what they have to do during this period. Kind of, to gather ideas, to gather some thoughts for the writing. Next. Okay, now it's the real thing. They have to write but just the first paragraph for this topic. And I will give them just 15 minutes. And I will require them to write at least 100 words. Okay, 100 words for this paragraph. So that's my requirement. So now they have to write very quickly within the 15 minutes. And next, after the writing is done, I will show them my example, my writing example. And I will explain why this is important. Okay, for the teachers to give your own writing examples. I have very good reasons for that. Next, the peer reviews. I highly recommend this practice to you, peer reviews. Okay, so for this hour, I will teach them how to do the peer reviews. Okay, usually they do the peer reviews after class. So they will ask 3 different students, 3 different classmates to review their composition, just the first paragraph. And then the reviewers will give some suggestions, usually some suggestions, some ideas. And then the students will have to make the corrections, according to the suggestions made by the reviewers. And that's done after class. Okay, so this discussion, the student can have discussion with the reviewers and then do the correction. So this is for the first week. Okay, first week. Next, let's move on to the second week. Okay, they will be working on the same topic, but for the second week is the second paragraph. Okay, and again, I will start this writing class with a brainstorming session. It's group work, and for the second week, they have to share ideas about the second paragraph because it could be a different focus, right? So they have to share some different thoughts, different ideas for the second paragraph. And also the words, phrases, expressions for writing the second paragraph. And then again, the experience or examples. And then is writing the second paragraph in class. Okay, you have to do it in class, not after class, in class. Okay, and I will give them 15 minutes. And then it's the same thing by simple writing for the second paragraph, and then 3 peer reviews for the second paragraph, and then discussion and correction. Okay, it's done after class. Okay, now, the third week, the final week. Now, they will have to work on the final version of their composition. So, again, there is the brainstorming session during which they have to discuss what they have learned from the peer reviews. So it's kind of different, right? Because by now, they have collected suggestions from 6 different reviewers. So I'm sure they have learned a lot. So during this period, they have to share their, what they have learned with their group members. I think it's good practice. Okay, and also words, phrases, and patterns they have learned, and also some writing techniques. Next one is the real thing. They have to revise those 2 paragraphs, but not just copy and paste. I know some lazy students will do just that. So you have to make sure, okay, to let them know that they have to rewrite, they have to revise by adding new elements or maybe some new words or some new expressions they have learned recently. Okay, to enrich their composition, to enrich the content of their composition. So that's the revision. And usually I will give 25 minutes. With 25 minutes for the final work. And then I will collect their works and grade later, not in class. Next, I like this part. Next, I will ask my students to use their cell phones to check GSAT writing samples. You know where to find it, right? It's available on the website. Yes. And for one GSAT writing topic, there are usually about 15 or 16 suggested writing samples. So the students will be directed to the website to read those suggested writing samples. They have to take notes, and then there will be a group discussion, during which they will share what they have learned from those suggested writing samples. Okay, and this one is perfect, because they can make a comparison between their own writing with those suggested writing samples. And they really can learn a lot from those writing samples. Okay. Oh yes, so they have to take notes for discussion. Okay, next one. Let's talk about peer reviews. Yes, high school students can do peer reviews too. And I have some success stories. Okay, and I'll give you the reasons why I recommend this writing practice to you, to your future writing classes, to reduce our workload. Like I said, we are very busy. You have to do lots of things in high school. In addition to teaching, in addition to managing your homeroom, you also have lots of other responsibilities, so you're busy. Okay, believe me, you are very busy. By using peer review in your writing class, you can reduce a lot of workload. Like this one. Okay, the reviewers will check the spellings for you, right? And also, they will point out, they will identify some grammatical errors for you, and also structure. So before you grade the paper, the reviewers have made some suggestions about these minor errors. Yeah, so some trouble out of the way for the teachers. Second one, we as a teacher, okay, as a teacher, we have done lots of talking, lots of explanation, but sometimes our students just don't get it. Okay, so why not let their peers to do the talking, to do the explanation in their own words, in their own way, and sometimes it works. Yes, it does work. So let them do, let students do the talking, let the reviewers do the talking, do the explanation. Okay, so that's the number 2. Number 3, your students will have the impression that they are writing every week, even though it's just one paragraph, even though it's just revision. But they will have that kind of impression, and then they will not complain. Okay, so that's for the students. And for the teachers, we only have to grade the papers, the compositions, every 3 weeks. So it's in the 3rd week, and I think it's manageable. Yes, it's manageable, it's feasible. Okay. Next one. Oh, I like this part. So when you do the grading, you can always take a look at the reviews, right? And then you will know what's wrong with the composition. And you just check those parts. You focus your attention on those parts. You just make sure that they have done the right thing. They have done the corrections. That will save you a lot of trouble. Okay. And this one, don't try to correct every mistake in a composition. Because if you have done too many corrections, you have given too many suggestions, the students will be overwhelmed. And in the end, they will just ignore your suggestions. Okay, so the best number, make it 4 to 5. Make it 4 to 5. Either suggestions or corrections, so that they can focus their attention. Okay, they know where to work. They know where to revise. And finally, you can set priority for different topics. For example, for this writing topic, you can tell your students that you will, for this topic, you will just focus on the structure. So I will not take a look at your spelling errors. Okay, for this one, I will focus on the structure. I will talk about your structure. Yes, something like that. And for the second, for another topic, maybe you can direct your focus on the grammar, the grammatical points. Okay, and for the third topic, maybe you can just focus your attention on the patterns, sentence patterns, etc. So that's also good for you, for teachers, and also for the students, because they know where to concentrate, to put their focus on. Okay, so that's some advantages or merits of using peer reviews in your writing class. I like this part because you are going to do the writing. Oh, take a look, take a look. Hey, wait a second. So this is the writing topic for GSAT 2020 this year. 2 pictures, take a look. The instruction. You are going to write just the first paragraph. Describe the scenes or events in these 2 pictures in 10 minutes. No cell phones, please. And please write your composition on this paper, lined paper. Oh, it's okay. You can come here. Take a look. Yeah. Come here. Come closer to take a look. Okay, wait. You have to start writing in 20 seconds. Please be ready. 10 seconds. 5, 3, 2, 1, go. Just one paragraph. Make sure it's 100 words at least. Here, yes, on the paper, on the line paper, yes, yes, okay. 4 minutes to go. Two minutes. If you are done with your writing, make sure you check the spelling, okay, and also sentence patterns, because someone is going to do the peer review. One last minute. So please conclude your paragraph with a proper ending. 1 minute to go. 20 seconds. Chang. 3, 2, 1. Okay, thank you. Stop your writing. Now listen up. Before you do the peer reviews, I will show you one technique to make your writing process more lively, more interesting. But you have to follow my instructions. Number 1. Okay, it's number 1 in each group. Please take your writing to the. You have to go to the assigned group. So it's right here. Number 1, you have to go to group 1. Number 1 in group 1, you have to go to group 2. Okay, and then number 1 in group 2, you have to go to group 3. Okay, now go. Number 1, please stand up. Take your composition with you, and then go to the next. Go to the assigned group. Yes, here. So number 1 here. You have to go to the next group. Okay, next. Number 1, please read your composition to other members. Read it clearly and loudly. And listeners, you have to pay attention. Okay, go. Read your composition.
One line was born outside the gate of the great events further informed into the views of what they wanted. Economic awareness. 1 minute backward. Essential seriousness was falling among the participants. 3, 2, 1. As soon as the door was opened, a group of servants with hands more drawn. Acting as their commanders, they departed the store was filled with customers, and there was no spare space left. It seemed as the crowd just grabbed everything they saw instead of leaving on time. Maybe 2 minutes later, a group of servants drew near the counter, calling to the clerk in order to have their deals done as soon as possible.
Okay, now listeners, please give your comments. Okay, go. Listeners, yes. Yeah, give your comments.
Okay. A big successful smile played on the first customer's face, for she was a champion in the penny garden position. Even though she herself didn't know what was exactly her chance. Why you have a smile?
Okay, one more comment. One more comment from another member.
For me, you demonstrate all phrases that 高中喜欢的 sentence has you condensed it into like 100 to like 100 make a great story and some good phrases.
Okay, thank you. Number 1, please go back to your own group. Okay, go back.
I'm so sorry about that.
Okay, thank you. Please go back.
I'm so lucky.
We will do it one more round. So the next person to go is number 4. Okay, number 4. Please go to the assigned group and remember to take your composition with you. So, no, number 1. Oh, yes, that's your assigned group. Okay, please read your composition loudly and clearly.
The place is fully packed. Trying to grab Oliver's before they were so I think maybe decided to join them
earlier in order to get into this room. And all that I invited him. When she arrived, she was shocked by the host is constantly sleeping and waiting outside. It was the end. All customers got stages acting like zombies. Human flesh. Everyone was smiling as if there was $1 billion in promises. When she finally got in, they got closer to the she found out it was the couple in front of her were looking at exactly.
It's so perfect. It includes everything. Description.
She was so desperate. She was hoping that they could give up and walk away. Unfortunately, they tried out the products and not
Should this wasn't the go shopping.
Mary was frustrated.
Okay, listeners, please give the comments. Okay, listeners.
Could barely move. She was then determined that she would definitely arrive earlier. She was so rigid.
Okay, one more comment from a different member. Okay, one more comment from a different member, from a different person.
Paragraph, the first paragraph, but in the real shit, so there are two paragraphs. The first paragraph is spider teaching. The second paragraph is writing and things. So I just actually didn't choose the person. I don't think it's the kind of shit. So I but maybe she just finished it. Okay, I didn't listen.
Okay, thank you. So number 4, please return to your room. Okay, thank you. No, just 20. You know, you can get just 20 points, yeah, for your wonderful writing. Okay, guys, now listen up. Okay, so this is one of the ways. Group 1, attention. So this is one of the ways for you to do the peer review. So through reading aloud, through listening, and then giving your comments through words. So that's just one of the ways. But this may not be the best way, because I don't think the writers can remember everything. So now we are going to do the real thing. On your composition, pass your work to the next person, counterclockwise. Yes, it's counterclockwise. Yes, pass your composition to the next person, counterclockwise. Okay, and what is it? Counter. Wait, before you do anything. Okay, hi guys, take a look. I have to give you the instructions. So, step number 1, you have to read the composition very carefully. Okay, closely and carefully. And then you have to give comments. But just one positive comment. And you can write it down beside the smiling face, the smiling. Okay, so for that part, please give one positive comment. Just kind of positive feedback. Okay, and wait a second. You can focus on the language, the writer's languages. You can also talk about the structure. Maybe the writer has a wonderful structure for this piece of writing. You can also talk about the transition. So maybe the idea, moves smoothly from one sentence to another one and then another one. You can also talk about maybe she or he has wonderful ideas in this paragraph. Okay, now go quickly, read, and then write down your comments. make sure it's positive. You have to say something nice about his or her writing. And if you need more space, you can use the back of the paper. Be specific. Yes, this is very important because you want to help the writer, right? So you have to make sure your advice is useful. Okay. Next, you have to give one suggestion. Yes, kind of negative feedback. Okay, so please write down your suggestion or maybe your correction beside the not so happy face. And again, you can use the back. If there's no space on the front, you can use the back of the lined paper.
Angry? Writing? You can read that. Then you know. Mary, that's Mary. Mary, they can read your story.
Maybe just one focus or two. Okay, don't write too many suggestions, right? Like I said, just one or two suggestions. Make it specific. Okay, quickly. 1 more minute to go. Make sure you have written two comments. One positive, one suggestion. Twenty seconds. Five, 3, 2, 1. All right, your time's up. Now, listen up, attention. It's the discussion time. So during this period, you have to communicate with your reviewer. Okay, you talk with him or her, and then you have to make corrections. Okay, go. Yes, yes, okay. You know how to do it, right? Yeah, talk with her or him. Yeah. Okay, do some discussion and then do some correction.
You suck.
Yeah, maybe you have to defend yourself, right? Maybe you two think differently. So this is a period for communication, for interaction, for sharing the ideas.
You will raise the price. You money a lot. How much money you don't care?
I am Chang. I am friendly. I am very gentle.
You can read this thing that you know.
用什么心啊？我的心很大，I want this.
这个要吃掉了。Yeah, I'm so sorry. I'm very, very sorry. You raised your hand.
You're so excited. I like this.
Very raise and
And this is a you can
Comment.
or try hard.
You're being overly critical, baby.
I get this. After you read to me, and then I understand it, like kind of well organized, and the ideas, I really couldn't understand it. I really tried, but yeah. So I think the ideas are kind of straightforward, and you kind of talk like it a lot. But if we are senior high school students, I think they didn't really know the strategies. So you actually share your reading. Be careful.
Okay, one more minute for the discussion, for the communication. So do it quickly.
It's communication, a little too free writing.
Yeah, right.
Good title. I think this is very okay, but I just couldn't read the words.
If I write this in my article,
通常我是没走了。
谢谢大家，
You said general people are willing to purchase
20
expensive,
seconds.
but it's possible for them to buy. It's possible.
What's the possible?
好像是。
你自己写过的吗？还是纠正别人的来听？
10,
I don't understand a lot. You say normally go
5,
buy
okay. Please stop. Hi guys. Attention. Time to stop. Group 1. Hi girls. Group 4. Group 1. Group 2. Yes. Okay. Attention.
We're fast students.
Okay.
我想要看别人。
I know. By now, you have learned how it works to do a peer review, right? But everybody needs a second opinion. So we will do another round. Hi girls. So for the second round, Tess, you will work to the next person, but this time is clockwise. Okay, clockwise. Clockwise. Okay, read it again. Now it's another word, right? It's a different composition. Read it again, and then give your comments. One positive and one suggestion. Oh. Please read it carefully. Read it closely. Pay attention to the introduction, the topic sentence, the supporting details, the examples of personal experience, and then take a look at the ending. So that's the structure.
just as the pictures show. No pictures. Show.
This is also the Japanese they support it.
Okay, quickly, one more minute. So finish writing your comments, 2 comments in 1 minute. Quickly, 20 seconds. 20 seconds to go. Okay. 3, 2, 1. Okay, class, please do the discussion, the correction, a little bit of communication. Okay, go. You have 3 minutes. And remember to do the corrections. Or maybe you have to defend yourself.
You should have a hero to read your comment on your writing. Can you read anything? Can you understand everything? No, I think it's too free. It's like you very.
It's very disorganized.
Maybe you should read to me.
It shows up on this visual sector. I also love how you use some metaphors over here and there. I
think it's first.
It's clear to me. I think mine was like.
This is wrong all of time writing. This is writing. All of time. I know. It's just
I didn't know that.
You come to Taiwan for a long time and you never absorbed this.
That's also a mentor.
Yeah, and we always.
Okay, finish your discussion in 1 minute. So please do it quickly. 1 last minute for the discussion and the correction.
I'll blow you right where you need to.
But the idea is very messy.
No, that's not.
Oh my god.
That's not right. It's so interesting when you can see how a person thinks. Because every time you talk about the jump tower,
Yeah.
jump back to A, it's really
In other ways, not consistent.
Oh, it's really, it's very that's making another
Ten. 10 seconds.
Yeah, it's very interesting.
5, 3, 2, 1. Okay, everybody, please stop. Here comes the highlight of this writing practice. I'm going to make you feel like a real teacher who teaches writing. So, number two in each group, please collect the papers for me. It's number 2. Collect the 4 papers. And then go to the assigned group. It's a different one. So group 4, you have to go to group 1. Group 1, you go to group 4. Okay, yeah. Okay, go to the assigned group and drop your papers there. And then you return to your own group.
What the?
Yeah, you just drop the papers here.
I think to gather a lot of well-organized ideas. And I think that they are very well organized and things are very neat.
Okay,
Thank you so much. Wow, they're so
and everybody pick one competition. I know it's kind of embarrassing to give a score to your own group members, right? So now be brave and be fair, be just. Give a score. It's X out of 20. Okay, on a scale of 20, give a score out of 20. So it could be 18, it could be 17, it could be 15. You have to read. Yes, you have to read the composition carefully. And then be just, be fair. Be like a real teacher. On a scale of 20, give the score. And you can remain anonymous. Just the score. Yes. Just give a score. Okay. No comments. Just the score. Out of 20.
I think I will get like a 10 or 8.
Okay, guys, girls, give your score in 1 minute. Okay. Finish the task, the grading task in 1 minute. Twenty 20 seconds. Chang. 5, 2, 1. Okay, thank you. Thank you for the grading. Now, number two, please collect the papers and then return them to the original group. Okay, do it quickly. They are so looking forward to taking one. Quickly.
Let's see how much we get.
Okay, now take a look. Take a look at the score. I hope you are satisfied. Okay, in 20 seconds, I will show my sample to you. Yes, okay. And you can also give comments. You can also give your review. 5. Okay, attention. Like I said before, it's very important for us, okay, the teachers, to give your own writing sample. Why? Can anybody answer this question? Why? Why is it important for the teachers to write the samples for her students or his students? Oh, I need a volunteer. So, Professor, could you help me out? Or the boy. Okay, maybe one boy, one girl. Yeah, because it's gender equality, right? Okay, now. So, why? What's the reason?
I think there are two reasons. The first one is a good model. And also because the teacher and student, maybe we are autonomy, so we will think that, oh, the teacher can do that, so we can do that too. It's like a sample not from a foreigner, but from autonomy. The teacher studied in the same education system, so we can still get to the point.
Okay. So you are talking about the main idea, maybe, the bigger picture. Now, I need a different opinion. So, a girl.
Anna, would you like to?
Oh yes. So, why is it important?
I'm sorry if I may ask a question first. Would you provide a sample before they write the actual grading ceremonies or after?
After.
After.
Yes.
Okay. Well, I guess that a little bit changes the purpose if you provide it after they've written their piece. So probably for them to firstly for them to compare like their own writing to what like the teacher can produce, right? To what the teacher has provided. Well, you could probably trick them, providing when probably make some mistakes, and for them to identify, to find certain mistakes. Yeah, also shows that you're a human being and not a robot that produces perfect texts. Yes, and knows exactly how to write perfectly.
Okay.
Yeah, yes.
Okay. Thank you, Anna. Anna, you are so humane. But you know what? I think you really have to be very careful. If the teacher makes some mistakes in the samples, you have to think about the students. They may think, differently about you, not so highly about you. Yeah, so I think we have to be very careful. Usually, I will check my writing several times before I present my sample to my class. Yeah, because I want to remain a very positive image. I want to present a good image to my students. Okay. Actually, now here's my perspective. Because as teachers, we know what kind of words, what kind of phrases, what kind of sentence patterns, or grammatical points we have learned recently. So by writing the sample myself, I can incorporate, I can use what they have learned recently, into the composition as a good way, as a demo, to show them that, see, you can really put into practice what you have learned from the textbook, from the magazine, from everywhere. So this writing is the best place. Your composition is the best place for you to use what you have learned. Okay, what you have learned from the textbook and magazine. Okay. Hey, yeah, thank you for the point. And thank you for Anna. Okay, now I will show you my sample. Usually I will ask the whole class to read the kind of, focus their attention. So the first sentence. Okay. Chang was a high school student. Okay, next. The relative clause, right? Who always kept her eyes open for sales at department stores. Okay, so it is a perfect match for the pictures. It's about sales inside the department store. And the phrase, take a look at the phrase. I will underline this phrase. So maybe the students have learned this phrase somewhere. Could be the textbook. Okay, could be the magazine. So I just want to show them you can use the phrase in your writing like this. Okay, next one. One day, a flyer promoting discounts on clothes at a local establishment caught her attention. Now, establishment, I highlight this word. So maybe it's a vocabulary item from the textbook or from the magazine. So I just want them to use what I've learned in their writing. Okay, next one. To take advantage of this opportunity, again, underline a phrase that they have learned recently. And then the sentence, Janet worked hard to persuade her parents to pay a visit. Okay, so maybe a new word from the textbook. And by writing your own sample, you can also teach them how to use punctuation properly. So in this case, I'm going to show them how they can use dash. Dash indicates that there will be more information about the visit. So take a look. With her, not with someone else, but with Janet, with Jen. And their credit cards, of course. See, you can also show a little bit of, the sense of humor here. Okay, so next one, the day finally came when Jen and her parents were getting in line. Okay, so here's a clause here. And ready to enjoy the shopping spree. By writing your own sample, you can show them a great variety of the sentence structures. So take a look here. I think it's called a adjectival phrase, something like that. Here, see, it's kind of special. It will make the reading, kind of more interesting to read. The writing, the composition, more interesting to read. Next one, as the doors slid open, Chang dashed, see, very active, dashed, so eager, okay, towards the pile of jackets on sale. And then, here's a special sentence structure. Her arms brushing away several potential competitors. So maybe we have covered this sentence pattern in the textbook, and now I put it into practice here. I show my students how you can use it correctly and properly in the writing. Okay, and one more. The last sentence for this paragraph. Obviously, transition word, right? You can show them where, and when to use the transition word to make the reading smooth. Honestly, okay, she was the first one to grab 4 jackets of various colors. Again, dash, which indicates I will provide more information. 1 for each of the 4 seasons. So I didn't use any big words. No, I don't think so. Yeah, but the reading, I think. Oh, wait a second. I'm waiting for the comments. Any person? Anybody? Any comments? Don't use big words, because if you use a lot of big words, a lot of difficult sentence patterns, students will think, well, that's because you are the teacher, right? Of course, you can write such a wonderful piece of work. We are students. We cannot compete with you. We cannot match your competition. But I think we should do it like this. You know, it's kind of ordinary. Not so, yeah, I think students can do it. Because these are the sentences coming from the textbook, coming from the magazines. So, as long as they pay attention to the words or phrases or the sentence structures in textbook and magazines, they can use those structures, the sentences, in their composition like this. So that's the point. Okay, so any questions about writing? Oh, yes.
So I was wondering if instead of providing our own sample, is it better to provide students' work?
Yes, it's possible. Yes, yes, you can also do that. Yes, but yes, I think so. And also, like I said, you can also direct them to check the suggested writing examples, your GSAT, suggested writing samples. Yes, that's where you can also find lots of good samples there. Okay, so yeah, I think that's a good idea. Yes. Good. Yes, Anna?
How do you encourage students to use all the grammar patterns and vocabulary? Like you said, this is the grammar patterns and vocabulary and structures that they've learned throughout the units and reading from different magazines. How do you encourage them to use this in their own writing?
By giving them the examples. Because here, in my samples, I have shown them how they can use these patterns, those patterns here.
But they've already written the text by the time you show them the sample, isn't they?
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
They can do a revision.
Ah.
Yes, yes. It's okay. If they really want to do the revision again, yes, it's okay. Yes, I encourage them to do the revision. Yes.
Should we show them the sample writing before they write?
I did that before, yes. But you can think about the negative part of showing your writing samples before they do the writing. Anybody? Now think about this question. It's a question to you. So what's wrong? What's wrong if we show our writing samples before they do the writing?
Well, they will just simply copy.
Yes, most. Some lazy students. Yeah, they will not do the thinking. They will not do the brainstorming. They just copy and paste. So it's kind of defeats our purpose.
But on the other hand, this can be included into your guidelines for them, or into your rubric, or into your checklist. So if you want to stop them from copying your piece, that can be definitely it can be set as a rule.
Yes, Yeah,
Because
that's
they
right.
cannot copy like whole phrases or whole sentences and paste them into their own writing.
Okay, good point. Yes, but you know what? I just want to simplify your work. You know, I make it very simple because we're very busy. Yes, but yeah, thank you. Yeah, I think your suggestion is wonderful. Okay.
So thank you so much for demonstrating this,
Mhm.
and I really learned about from it. I'm just curious, like how much can this piece of writing get out of 20 if you are evaluating it? Because if I am a student, I'm very curious about if I write like this, because there's not much big words. Can I get like 18 or like 17? I think it's maybe 15 to 16.
No, you're
20.
wrong. No, you know why? Because I had attended the conference held by GSAT. Yes, I think for the moment, the grading professors put their focus on the structure, the idea. Yeah, so make sure the structure of the writing is okay, you know, it's perfect. There is no logical problems in the writing, so for one. For two, I think it's okay, the words. Yes, I think so. So maybe, Professor, you can share some ideas.
Yeah, I think maybe next time I will share the rubrics with you. Yeah, so
Thank
the
you so
grading
much.
rubrics.
So it's mostly about the ideas. Yeah, the structure. So yeah, I think that's where we have to direct our students' attention. No, to the structure, the logic, yeah, and also the content, the ideas.
Content is the most important.
Yes, the content. And Professor, how about the content of my sample?
I think it's very important to use a plain language to write an organized paragraph.
Yes.
But if somewhere if you can use more advanced vocabulary, that will make a plus of your paragraph. That's definitely true. Right? But
Okay.
this is a very coherent and organized paragraph, so I think it will get a very high grade.
Oh, thank you. And I can sleep well tonight. Okay, any other questions?
Question when it comes to peer review, some students might be very, they are proficient in the language, so it will be good. But for some students, they kind of still struggle in the language, and when they kind of give comments to other students writing, haven't recognized because students who are not very proficient in the language, they give comments to others.
You know, because in this class, it's conducted in English, right? In a foreign language, in a second language. But in normal writing classes, they can discuss in Chinese. Yes. So I think when they use their native language, their first language, to talk, to share ideas, you know, to discuss, the message can be, you know, can be conveyed. Yeah. So did I answer your question?
How about when they comment the writing? Because some of them may not have an idea of what the person is writing, or have to kind of give like good comments.
It's highly possible, you know, because in every class we have students whose language ability is perfect, is good, but we also have students whose language ability is not so good. So like I said, it's a good idea to ask six peer reviewers. So among those six, there should be, you know, some good peer reviewers who can give you some, you know, good or nice advice on your writing. Okay, yeah, I know what you mean, but you know, that's the reality. Yeah, we have all kinds of students here. Yeah, so somehow they have to work out a solution. Yeah.
Do you assign reviewers for each student?
No. Oh yeah, sometimes. Yeah, sometimes. In the beginning. Yes. But, you know, as time goes by, you know, they will find their little groups of friends. They will work in groups, and that's okay. Yeah, that's okay. But in the beginning, it's a good idea to assign. Yeah, like, you know, clockwise, passing your work clockwise or counterclockwise. Yeah.
If there are some low positions students, maybe like some classmates, they don't want to have their article reviewed by those low positions students.
I think it's okay. because I haven't encountered such a problem. Yeah, because their classmates bored sometimes, so they know each other very well, and I think they are willing, they are looking forward to getting some feedback from their classmates. Yeah. That's my impression.
Because
yeah.
the students in your school are kind of advanced students, right? What about when you taught in
community?
the vocational school? Did you teach writing and did you do peer review?
You know what? I think we have to use a different kind of strategy. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, because I'm teaching in a kind of a prestigious high school in Taipei City. Yes. But for community high schools, I think you have to work on a different peer review or something. Yeah. But I can't give any suggestion for that kind of writing. Yeah, because I teach in Zhongshan.
But based on my personal experience, when I taught guided writing, even for English majors, there are some advanced students and there are some not so advanced students. But somehow they can still work together. Yeah, they can still give comments to other students' writing, so that won't be an issue. If you have like 6 reviews, right, different students, then I think it should be okay.
And also they can learn.
Yeah.
They can learn through practice because we are doing the peer reviews all the time. Yes. So yes, they can learn. Yeah.
And they can definitely give probably some advice, not language-wise, like but the valuable advice on the general message, the idea, the structure. Yeah, even for low proficiency students, it may be hard to spot some grammar and vocabulary mistakes, but they can understand the essence. Because that's what they've been working on as well. So they've all written the same text. And I guess in this situation when we're giving peer review assignment, we cannot discriminate here on the basis of proficiency. Yeah, because they are all in the same class and they all have their own units, regardless of their language proficiency.
Yes, and they can also talk about the idea. Yeah, or about their first impression about this writing. Yeah, and that has nothing to do with their language ability. So, any other questions? No? Then it's time to say goodbye. Okay. I love this class. Better than mine, 4 classes in high school.
Thank you. I think it's a valuable experience to share your experience of how to teach reading and writing, right? I think definitely we have to take away a lot of good ideas that you can use in your current class or maybe in the future class. Let's give another round of applause to Thank you very much.
And thank you for your attention. Okay.
Thank you.
Okay.
Yeah. And so you can write down your notes and also your reflection, and I can collect your reflection to give your feedback to